So we have a new STYX game coming out, and if you're like me, you're probably saying, well, I never played the first one, so should I care? And if you Google it, you'll see a lot of people say the game is underrated, other people say, well, it's not underrated, it was really popular. I don't know. The second game sold like 300,000 copies, so I mean, it's not like a hidden gem or completely unheard of, but there's still a lot of people who never played the original games. So if you're like me and never played the original games, the question is, should you play this one if you've never played the other one? So this is my perspective trying the demo as someone who never played the original games on whether or not you would enjoy it. But also, as I just said, there is a demo, so you don't have to take my word for it. You can download the demo and play it today. The actual game comes out in about 4 weeks. What I do appreciate right off the bat is the game has a little bit of story and then it throws you right into the action, and as I said, I've never played the original games, so there's some people in the cutscenes that I just don't know who they are, but it doesn't seem like that hindered my gameplay at all. Like, I kind of inferred from what I'd seen what was going on and who they were and my relationship to them, and I'm not sure it matters all that much, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm completely lost, I need to start over. I was able to function without knowing exactly who these characters are. Now, the game is marketed as a AA stealth adventure game, however they also have in the marketing saying that the new maps are going to be Metroidvania style, which I assume means that you're going to revisit multiple locations time and time again, but you're going to have different power-ups or things like that so that you can do different things when you go back to those areas. So if you don't like going back to where you already were, that might be a concern here. But for the gameplay itself, I kind of feel like the game is stuck in like 2010. Like, the controls feel very, very janky and floating. Like, your character feels like they have no weight, and I believe that might be by design. I mean, STYX is supposed to be, as far as I can tell, like this super agile goblin thief assassin sort of character, so it makes sense that he's very, very acrobatic and is very, very floaty. But I don't know, the whole game kind of feels like you're playing a PlayStation 3 game. Now, whether that's a good or a bad thing, that's kind of up to you to decide. I know some people really like those retro feels, and I definitely feel retro playing this game. And a lot of other things feel straight out of the old style of games as well. The AI doesn't seem to be the best or the brightest. You'll see as you're watching through this gameplay, there'll be time where like you're literally just like hugging a wall and a guard will walk right by you, whereas in any logical sense they would see you. They just kind of like, oh, well, you're clicking the hide button, so I can't see you. And when you fight them, they're just very, very straightforward. It's very janky and very straightforward. Again, reminiscent of like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era. If you've ever played Thief or Dishonored, then you're going to be right at home here. It's kind of the same idea. You're presented with, you need to go to X location, do X, Y, Z. You can go in different ways, and I do appreciate all the different ways that you need to go in. One of the missions that you do in the demo is you're going into a tavern, and I went in one way, but after I like explored the full tavern, I could see, wow, I could have jumped in through a window, I could have come in through the roof in a chimney, or I could have snuck in from the bottom floor. So there's a lot of different ways to approach it, which I think will give it a lot of replayability, which is always excellent to see, but also you can kind of come at it your own way. I definitely think you could also just play the game as like not stealthy if you didn't want to. As far as I can tell, all the NPCs can be fought. Some of them are hard to fight, but you could just like run around stabbing everyone like a madman if you wanted to. You don't even have to engage in the stealth really if you don't want to. I'm going to skip the video ahead right here to the actual like getting to the tavern. Now that part is just a tutorial, you're just kind of learning to click things, but here's where it gets good. So like here you can see the tavern is a little bit over there, and I can go in from the bottom level and there's a lot of guards there, or I could jump on this roof, I could go through the building over there. Like, there's a lot of options, and I truly appreciate having a lot of options to do it how you want to do it. It gives you that incentive to explore the world. There seems to be hidden little like treasures and things around the world to pick up also, as well as like power-ups or items. A lot of them seem to be limited use items, so again, a reward for exploring means you can make other parts of the game easier or better to pass through if you take your time and look through everything and pick everything up. And at the end of the day, that is fine, but fine is really the word I would describe. Like I said, it's a little janky, it's a little rough, and it's perfectly passable, but it's a $40 game, so they're not charging like full price AAA $70, but do you really want to play a game that's just fine. You know, we live in an era where we have millions of games available to us. We can go and do retro games. There's lots of new games coming out. There's tons of free games. Everything is bidding for your time. So the question comes to be, is it good enough to just be fine? And I found myself after about an hour and a half in the demo, just like, what's the point? Like, I run through, stab the guard, move to the next area, stab the guard, move to the next area, stab the guard. Like, it's got the decent gameplay loop. It's very well defined in what it is. It just doesn't seem all that compelling or interesting. Like, here I have the option to go up this way. I could lockpick that door. I could go back out and come back in. But at the end of the day, it's still just jamming the X button to take down a bunch of guys, you know? And maybe the stealth genre just isn't for me. I do like stealth games like Metal Gear. I super love Metal Gear. I enjoyed Dishonored, though I will admit I typically don't play the game as stealthily as I should. Typically in those games I end up going gun blazing anyway, so maybe the stealth genre is just not for me. I will say I also appreciate that the environments at least look a little bit different. I know one of the main complaints about the old game, even though I never played it, when I was reading through reviews and kind of studying up for this video, a lot of people were complaining that the old games looked a lot alike, that you were just like in a city and every map looked the same. This doesn't seem to be the case, but then again, we've only explored like a small portion of the map, so it's possible we'll get that same feeling. But I didn't get that feeling in the few locations that I did visit. Each one felt unique and like it had different aspects to it, so I don't foresee myself getting bored with the location or feeling like it's too same, but that remains to be seen. And this is where I was talking about, like, this guard, clearly he can like kind of see me, he cannot. When I roll right in front of him, he obviously sees me, but like, you'd think I just stabbed his friend less than 5 feet away that he would have saw me over there, but because there's a shadow, like, he can't see me at all. And that's, like, again, very, very reminiscent of old games where, like, you're in the darkness so you can't be seen, but if you're in the light, everyone sees you. It's very, like, linear, very binary. Either you're seen or you're not seen, whereas more modern games seem to have a little bit more nuance to it. The AI here really does feel kind of dumb. I do appreciate that there's an interactive environment, like if you run into chairs, they'll knock over it, alert guards, so you can use that to your advantage or however you want to do that. There is like that chandelier you can kind of see in the middle of the screen. Later I will drop that down on people, so there's like an interactive environment in that way that you can choose to drop things down on people. And again, you can see all these different open windows in this building. I could have come in any one of those, and I do appreciate that there's a lot of different options for how I wanted to come into this building. One of the things I was a little disappointed in the demo, and perhaps I just didn't find the option for it, or maybe it's going to come later because it's just a demo, but one of the things I heard about in like the first game was like when you would die, you get these like Deadpool-esque game over screens where he comes out and taunts you, and people absolutely love that. I got a lot of game overs and I never saw that screen, so I don't know if it's an option you have to turn on or it's just not implemented yet or it's something coming later, but I was looking forward to that. Because one of the things I've heard is that people really like the character of STYX. He's like this Deadpool-esque. There's funniness, there's quips, there's fourth wall breaking, that there's a comedy and humor to the overall game. And I really didn't get a whole lot of that. Like there was some edgy F-bombs here and there, but nothing too like overly humorous so far. Again, just the demo, just the start, so it takes a while to build up to that, but I was anticipating a lot more of that and I didn't see that based on what I've heard but never experienced. You can see up there on top of that little pillar, there's a little piece of scrap I didn't grab, but I went back and got that a little bit later. But that again goes back to exploring the whole map. There's a lot of different things to find, and I do appreciate that there's goodies hidden all over for you to be able to increase your arsenal if you're exploring every nook and cranny that you want to. Overall, after playing the game for about an hour and a half in the demo to record some video, I really don't know that I'm going to come back and play it, so at this point I don't know if I can really recommend it. Again, it's $40, which is a great price considering how many games are coming out at like $70 for short experiences or unpleasant gameplay, or they're overloaded with microtransactions. I do think that this game will have maybe not an overload of microtransactions, but there is already like a pre-order bonus for paying more. You get early access to the game, which I know a lot of people absolutely despise, and it looks like you can buy like a different costume for your character where he's in blue instead of black. I don't really know that that's worth extra money, but I could see them selling extra cosmetics for a little extra influx of cash. I'm going to jump the gameplay forward here again. I want to talk a little bit about the chandelier. Like I said, it was kind of cool to be able to interact with your environment. So here was the ability to see it glowing with your special goblin vision, because no game from 2008 would be complete without a special vision like Assassin's Creed gave us. And I dropped down and took out a bunch of people. And again, you can see there's doors and different little hallways here and there where I could have come in at this different angles and taken those guys out with the chandelier first rather than coming from up above. And it gives you a lot of different ways to come into the area, a lot of different ways to attack these different solutions and puzzles. So while I don't think you need to play the original games to enjoy this game, there's really no reason not to if you enjoy this genre of game. I mean, like I said, not a lot of people played them. We're under 300,000 copies, so if you've missed out on them, as of making this video, Epic has a bunch of them for free for you to be able to go in and play. And I think they're on sale for like $1 on Steam or $2 on Steam. So if you missed out on it and you enjoy this sort of thing, like, you might as well take advantage of the sales now. As far as I can tell from reading reviews of the demo of this gameplay, it's very much the same thing. Like, it's an evolution of the formula, but it's still kind of got that jankiness, it's got a lot of that fluidity, and it's got a lot of the same characters, the same idea, the same mechanics, the same genre overall. So if you're really craving something like this, now is the time to get a bunch of it. There's a little wanted poster of me, kind of cool. I also want to talk a little bit about the graphics, because what you're seeing here, I put it on 10K, 8K, something. Like, I maxed everything out. Like, I put it way huge, bigger than 4K. I want to say probably 8K, and that was a little bit too much, so then I dropped it down to 4K, maxed everything out, and it looks okay. Like, STYX looks okay, but like, maybe I'm overestimating it, but I kind of feel like it looks like a PlayStation 3 game still. Like, I was just going back to play Far Cry to talk about that game a little bit here, and I'm getting those Xbox 360 vibes from it. So by no means is it this absolutely beautiful, stunning sort of game. And it definitely feels dated on the controls, and that like running up a wall is a button press, whereas a lot of games that's automatic now, and like jumping between certain things requires button presses that are automatic. So it kind of feels like it's missing a lot of the quality of life that existed in the newer games, but maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe they're going for a more retro feel to it to make it kind of feel in continuation to what it was. I believe the last game came out in 2017, so, you know, it's not that old, but it is, that's the pre-COVID era, you know, that's the before times, so maybe that's what they're going for. I'm not 100% on that though. So overall, in conclusion, again, play the demo for yourself. It's free, why wouldn't you? It was fine enough to play. I just don't think it's something that I'm going to pick up right away. Maybe if I can rent it from Gamefly or get it on sale for $1 like the other games. I just don't see myself spending $40 on this and enjoying it all the way through. But I know there are some people who would be able to spend $40 on it and enjoy it all the way through. So hopefully seeing a little bit of it will help you make your mind. If not, again, go get the demo. It's free, might as well enjoy it. And there you go. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.